Guys, it's Lee. Saturday morning. I got on the work table a earthquake. Now this is a 2-man auger. I got it over my shoulder there. It's a 2-man auger. I got it from a guy down the road. It has been sitting maybe 5 or 6 years. It's so I looked at it before I turned the camera on. The gas line had fallen off. I did take the bowl off just to see what was going on in there, and it's basically green and sticky and varnishy and just terrible. So let's take a look at it right here. Earthquake. It is a Tecumseh 3.8 horsepower engine. There's the model number if you want to see it. Yeah, let's get it focused. Anyway, but this is what I'm talking about. I already took that off. Pretty green. So this obviously has to come off. So I'm thinking, I don't deal with these too often. I'm thinking if I just take these two off, I can take this whole plate off with all this included just like it is, I hope. Then get to the carburetor. That's what my plan is right now. So let's take a look. Be able to see very easy because I gotta have that at a tilt. But let's just get it off here. That's connected to that, so then you got the linkages right there, which is not a big deal. I think really, I'd like to just kind of get it unhooked from here, right there, and leave those linkages on and just set it over here to the side. So let's try that. Hope you can see good there. I'm probably gonna have to re-stretch this spring here. So I'm gonna get a picture of this so I can remember. So I'm just trying to document, you know, for you, myself, whoever's working on the carburetor, how these linkages go. So that looks like it's all tied into one right there. You just gotta get the right one in the right place. All right, I think I got it. You can tell I'm not real familiar with this machine. So that linkage, that's the throttle. Goes right beside that, right there. Focus. And there it goes, there it goes. I got that spring dangling. I'm gonna do this off camera, but that's 7/16 nut. That was gonna be hard to get to. Maybe. I'm gonna get this one off first and see if I can't twist to get to that one. I'm gonna work on that off camera. I don't know if you can tell, but I had to take the one bolt off. This other one was hid so much I had to move the carburetor, slide it down so I could get to it. I got it off. Let's go to the work table. That's what we're left with there. That was a tight to get into. Alrighty. Basically, I'm just going to pull the pin off the bowl and let it soak for a while. It's going to take a while for this one, and I'm going to try to save this one. I mean, this carburetor, because the gaskets look good, which, you know, maybe it's not that old or used, or I don't know. Oh wow, I just lost that. I'm gonna let that cook for quite a while. Maybe even let it sit overnight. All right, so it's been cooking for a couple hours. So I'm gonna get out here and get it all cleaned up. I mean, it looks pretty good. Now I did get a new, I got a lot of extra parts, and I think I'm going to change out to that because that gasket was gone. So I'm going to reuse this one. So let me put it back together. Well, all right, well, good morning, guys. So it is actually 4 months later. You can tell in the way I'm dressing. I started this in September. So just to catch you up, when I put that carburetor on, it did not start, did not work. So I don't know if I got frustrated or got busy doing something else, but I put it to the side. I guess I didn't film that part. I mean, you don't need to see it not starting because it didn't start. But anyway, I ordered a new carburetor and I put it on. Now, I didn't video that because you just saw me take one off. I pulled the spark plug out and it was pretty dirty, and I put it in my ultrasonic cleaner. I just cleaned it up a little bit. And when I pulled on the pull cord, the way that thing leans, there was oil in the motor. And that's just, that's typically not the case, but because of the way this sits on the ground, if you do it wrong, I guess oil will get into the engine. And I'll show that to you. But I pulled it several times. You probably can't tell on that mower right there, but a bunch of oil comes shooting out. I had it here on my workbench and it went shooting out through there. And I left it open overnight, and some oil kept on dripping out of it, so that's good. But anyway, so I think I'm ready to put the gas tank back on and start it with the new carburetor. Now, I know what a lot of people like to see is where all the linkages and stuff goes on a carburetor. And you probably got it from an earlier video, but that's the new carburetor and how it should be set up. So in other words, I'm gonna pull the trigger here, right here. You can see how everything works. You got the primer bulb and all that. But the gas tank, I took it off. Got it sitting right here. It was, put a new gas line on it. But I ran water through it yesterday, and it's dry now. There's a little bit of water in there, but a little water never hurt nobody. So I think I'm ready to put that back on and start it up and see what it does. Go ahead and put this gas tank on. It just really slides in right here. See, this thing's always has to sit like this, so if you set it the other way, I think the oil would leak into the engine block. So carburetor up right here. All right, so everything's set up, ready to go. Put the gas tank on, put gas in it. I hit the primer bulb a few times. I set that 2 handles because that's a 2-man auger, so it's not set such an angle all the time. Put those tires under the side. That's gas right there that I spilt. Doing it outside because I'm anticipating quite a bit of smoke for a minute because of the oil in the engine chamber. If I can't get it to start on a couple of pulls, I'm gonna hit it with starting fluid just to encourage it to start quicker. I have good hopes that this will run though. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with starting fluid anyway, just to ease it up. It just wasn't getting full throttle. Shaft was spinning that time, so I'm gonna have to make adjustments to the carburetor and throttle, just tighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna let it run for a while, burn some of the gas down, just let it run. And then I'll put it back on the table and tighten up the throttle. That's what it's doing. What it ought to be doing. Well, all right, so it's a day or two later, and I brought the earthquake back in the shop, and I'm looking at it, and I think I just got a spring kind of in the wrong area. Hopefully that's why it's not revving up. So what I'm looking at is this right here. It's just, it needs to go under this arm. I think it's just as simple as that. I don't remember what it looked like before, but it didn't make any sense I just put that over in the wrong place. Hopefully that is enough. So yeah, I think it'll rev up once I change that, so I'm gonna work on moving that over. Hey, if you like these kind of videos, subscribe to Murphy Mower. All right. A little bit better. All right, I'm gonna take it out here. I put the auger part on, and the carburetor still needs some tweaking, I think. But I'm gonna see if I can dig a hole out here in some pretty soft dirt. Now remember, this is a 2-man auger and I'm by myself. So I don't know, I'm liable to dig a hole and can't pull it out or something. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna see. That's what we got. Just a little pin right there holds that in. There's the auger. So I could have went deeper, but I didn't. There's that. Of course, this is soft dirt. But that's what happened. 2-man auger using 1 man. What you have here is a 2-man auger. I just dug 4 holes pretty quick with it by myself. Obviously, it'd have been better if I had 2 guys, but 1 guy can operate it if needed. Now, granted, this soil's pretty soft, but still worked out pretty good.